Welcome to CES. We're ready to go.
Gets energy.
Thank you.
LG's entry into their pavilion was absolutely stunning to just sit in for a time, but once you got in, you saw their roll-up OLED signature series of TVs ready for the market. Here is Samsung's giant wall TV, which is another showcase of the 8K technology, and they really stole a lot of people's time as they just sat and stared at that. Now, there were a number of other 8K panels that absolutely look amazing, but what was also amazing, TCL showed off displays like this that are so razor thin and have such a different design that they can go a lot of different places in your home. To me, the best thing there though was LG's micro LED, which you're seeing on screen right now, and TCL also had something very similar called their mini LED. Both of those displays looked sharper, crisper, and just had better colors than their OLED cousins. Now, Samsung Zero was also a very interesting display with the ability to move with your smartphone. And the other thing we're seeing with the displays and just a whole new genre is the ability to showcase art, have see-through displays, and other uses for those same television screens that we have. There were so many personal robots and personal assistants at CES 2020 that it is pretty clear that the world is ready for robots. Now, we saw everything from personal assistants that will help you on a day-to-day basis to personal companions that will just be there to be a friendly face, as well as everything from robots that were expected to run facilities, restaurants, and other commercial environments. The war for the connected car is absolutely on, and Amazon showed us integration with a number of vendors, but Sony brought probably the biggest surprise to the show with their own vehicle. Now, that's not intended to be something they sell, but the sensor system is incredibly sophisticated on that. Samsung also demoed their version 3 of basically their connected car system, and it shows a lot of promise in terms of sensing and connectivity capabilities. Let's be honest in the fact that Samsung's Bali was an absolute show stealer, and this might not have a date and a time yet to be released, but it is clearly the right level for a personal assistant and looks capable of really being helpful throughout your home. Gesture control is alive and well with Kohler's whole suite of products. They had faucets as well as toilets that were both gesture controllable and highly accurate. Flow by Moen, this was my first chance to actually sit with a panel for some time and play with this device, and I will say it is very impressive, and I think most people who have the opportunity will really enjoy a device like this, especially if you can get an installation with multiple shower heads. We also ran into a gentleman from a company called HPB, and this was extremely impressive to watch his method of gesture control. He had some impressive sensing capabilities, and it was perfectly accurate as he went and controlled both a blender and a smartphone. Both devices performed perfectly, and the confidence that this guy showed as we went through his devices was impressive. What you're seeing here is a soft touch sensor that can read different pressure levels and then can be analyzed and used for a number of applications. Now, it was just being used for R&D here, but this is where it starts and gets into additional products. One of my favorite wearables that I saw all week was the Smart Belt Pro from a subsidiary of Samsung's actually. Now, these are highly expensive devices, but there's a motion sensor in the buckle, and the entire length of the belt contains a magnetic sensor, all intended to help ensure people are not falling and also to provide analytics for how they're walking throughout their day. A research and development company called Myant has also come out with their first consumer level product called Skin. Now, this is essentially active wear, many different forms of it, but it also contains sensors within it that provide all kinds of analytics for you, your health and well-being. And these were some of the smallest sensors that I've seen integrated into clothing. Amazon showed us how they were going to get to supremacy in the smart vehicle race with partnerships with Rivian's new or upcoming car, as well as the Lamborghini, which looked absolutely stunning in their showroom. Now, I got firsthand access to the Echo Loop and the Echo frames, and I have to say both of them impressed me very much as I got to see them up close and personal. Both look high quality. But what might have been even more exciting than both of these products sitting there in front of me was right to the side of it, and I didn't get any good shots of this, was something called Focal North. And these smart glasses, this is a retina display, so it's actually going to be on your eye, and it has Amazon's voice assistant integration as well as a number of other services. Amazon also unveiled new Ring solar pathway lighting, new Ring bulbs as well, and probably the most impressive thing of all of these was a new solar floodlight for their series. Kwikset's new Halo Touch door lock was especially impressive with its new fingerprint locking sensor and unlocking sensor, and it also was fully Wi-Fi capable, so it's ready to go into your home. Another company that really snuck up on me lately is called Aduro Smart Area, and the reason for this is all of their products are relatively platform agnostic in terms of being Zigbee, so I've already been able to combine some of their products with both Philips Hue and Samsung SmartThings, and some of their devices have real genius in them. Innovelli was also giving out demos of their new light strip, which has the ability to be wrapped around some objects because of the three-way connector that they have. They also had a fan and light switch, so this was a single switch that was very impressive. Takes some additional hardware, but would be very useful for a lot of people in a bathroom or a kitchen setting where they just want one single controller and want to get rid of that multi-gang switch. We also had a great walkthrough of the Room Me sensor from IntelliThings and some of their new integration with Galaxy watches to tell when you're the person in the room. We watched them trigger all kinds of scenes with that device. We were also lucky enough to tag along with Tech with Brett to go into a C by GE demo of their new system and their new devices. Now, what was especially impressive was a wireless control remote that was very easy to use. It was magnetic and you could stick it in a wall mount if you wanted as well. The system was very quick at controlling, but maybe the best thing was their no neutral required smart switch. That's a Wi-Fi based device and really will provide a lot of value to people. I think it looks great as well. They also had a whole lineup of devices, including a new motion sensor and a number of other devices that were coming from partners later in this program. Something I uncovered was called Super Bluetooth by TCL, and this allowed you to go out to 4 different headphones or 2 Bluetooth speakers with specific phones. Now, one major theme that I did see were 5G home hubs, and this was coupled with a number of Wi-Fi 6 mesh systems that are now out on the market, including a Wi-Fi 6E system, which allows you to go to the 6 gigahertz and expands the bands up to 160 megahertz. Schneider Electric gave us an absolutely amazing demo of their full smart breaker series here that connects with their Wiser system. Now, I've been telling you guys that Schneider's been coming for a while, and this was an exceedingly impressive display. Now, it's going to cost an additional approximately $500 US above any normal panel going into a home, but what it provides in terms of analytics and control within your home is very impressive. live. So this system I would be looking at if I was constructing a new home. After Google stopped dancing and giving away tons of different fun little items for people, they got down to business and started talking about the Google Assistant. So they are looking at, in 2020, creating a faster, easier smart home setup. They will also additionally give us access to scheduled actions and the ability to leave notes and have them show up on smart displays, further personalizing those experiences. Speed dial will also show up, and the ability to read online content, so you'll actually be able to read out pages that you're browsing with your voice assistant. Bosch brought a whole new level of products here to CES this year, and what they showed us, not only some concept devices, but also some refrigerators that had a camera on them and then could provide you a recipe based on the ingredients that they were able to sense within your refrigerator. Now, they also have improved and increased the number of products in their smart home lineup. And while this is mostly relegated to Europe for the balance of 2020, their scenarios and their ability to generate automation on the fly and actually track what you're doing around your home and use that as a trigger going forward in automation was very impressive and sets them apart from many of their competitors. We ran into an absolute gem in something called AIVA, and this is a line of products that are intended to be put on you and measure kind of your ambient stress levels. So they measured everything from humidity, temperature, UV, and a number of other stress factors that you have in your body as well to give you a skin and care routine on a daily basis.
We're all done here. That's the end of CES. We literally stayed till the end.
It was a good time.
I'm tired.
After this, you're going to want to watch our in-depth look at what we learned at CES, because there is a ton more that you can learn from the actual vendors at CES. Now, make sure you join Automate Your Life by hitting that subscribe button. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and of course, don't hate, automate.